Welcome everybody to your favorite girls JV hockey live stream. Got the Shakopee Sabres taking on the Stillwater Ponies. Shakopee in white heading right to left in the opening period. John Choi, Telejohn, Anderson, Schuler, and Smith on the ice. Telejohn dumps it deep. That's going to be a nice. Don't know a ton about the Stillwater JV team, but the varsity is pretty good. I think they're top 15 in the state, so should be a good tilt today. Icing will bring the face-off back into the Shakopee defensive zone. John Choi takes the drop and wins the face-off. Schuler up the boards to Telejohn, who chips it deep. That one's going to die. Icing will get waved. Anderson and Telejohn both giving chase. Telejohn comes out of there with the puck. Centering pass gets blocked by a pony defender, and she'll change directions, head back behind the net as they try to break out. She wraps it around the boards. Anderson and Telejohn prevent the exit. Puck comes out to neutral to John Choi, who is going for a change. She throws it across ice to Smith, who's the only Sabre left on the ice, and she drives the net. Centering pass ends up right on Addie Collins' stick, and then Tocek had a shot at it, but they couldn't get one off. Good defensive position by the Ponies defenders. Puck deflected into the corner. Jetta Barrick on the ice, along with Huberty, Tocek, McNee, and Addie Collins. Oh, I'm sorry, not Huberty, Smith. That's Aubrey Smith. Shot goes wide, but Stillwater able to retain possession of it behind the net. And try to drop pass back to the defender, but McNee got out there, nicely blocked the shot. And she's driving the full length of the ice with the puck. Ends up getting pushed off outside, can't get a shot off, and tied up along the boards. Stillwater exit, bouncing puck. Ends up on Chloe Krisak's stick. She chipped it in for a moment. Kim Carlson also on the ice now for defense. So Huberty, Knutson, Esslinger, Carlson, and Chloe Krisak. Bouncing puck. Bounced over Huberty's stick. Stopped a nice little breakout opportunity the Sabres had. Physical play in the corner. Huberty gets dumped, but nothing there. Ponies maintain possession of the puck on the far side boards. Backhanded pass across the ice. Nobody there. Knutson is going to run it down. She'll go hard off the boards, up and out. Esslinger got a stick on it as well as Knutson. They end up chipping it into the zone. Carlson dumps it deep. We'll go for a partial change. John Choi's back on the ice, along with Knutson, Esslinger. Now we have Schuler and Smith on the ice. 3 Sabres on the near side boards, digging at it, along with 3 Ponies. Ponies end up with it. They go off the boards behind their own net, and they'll break out on the far side. Cross-ice pass goes over a Pony stick. Ends up coming near side boards. That one hit a Shakopee stick, so the icing got waved. Schuler had to go run it down. Goes up the ice to Esslinger and goes back to Schuler. She'll go behind the net. Knutson and Esslinger have been on a very long shift right now. Stillwater trying to cycle down there. The bucket ends up getting thrown out. Nice pad save by Zoe Lewis. She lost the stick in the process. She stuck a rebound too. Stillwater skater got dumped. Esslinger is going to change direction and find herself some space. She goes cross ice to Knutson over the stick. That ends up being a pretty good outcome because Shakopee is able to change. Centering pass by Stillwater. They had some speed on the ice. Centering pass ended up getting cleared by Telejohn. Carlson, Barrick, John Choi, Telejohn, and Anderson. Puck ends up on John Choi's stick in the middle, and he's just going to chip it off the boards. Bouncing puck, nicely played by Stillwater. That happened a couple times in the last game, bounced over the defender's stick, and it ended up giving the Sabres nice counterattacking opportunity. Got clearance, gets stuffed, can't get it out of the zone. Pretty good shot. Zoe Lewis position well, makes the save. Zoe, there's going to be a penalty. Maddie Collins was on the ice. She got tied up with number 7 from Stillwater. It went down hard, and Stillwater's going to end up in the box. So we're going to get a Shakopee power play. 10:20 left in the first period. That's the first stoppage after that first icing. So we had a nice run of play there. A couple of opportunities for both teams, but nothing put in the net. Power play unit is Tochek, John Choi, McNee, Chloe Krisak, and Schuler. Sabres win the face-off. Control goes back to Chloe Krisak. She went cross-ice to Schuler, who got it in on net. Easy save by the Stillwater keeper. Krisak's shot is wide, ends up behind the net. John Choi retrieves and goes back up the boards. Schuler does a nice job keeping it in the zone. Ends up on Tochek's stick. Tochek to Krisak. First shot was blocker saved, and then Stillwater's able to clear. Krisak wins the race to the puck. That was a good aggressive battle for the loose puck, but Shako can't clear. McNee and Tochek are way up the ice, and that is allowing the Sabres the Ponies to have quite a bit of room. Tochek finally gets it up the ice. McNee giving chase. She'll tie up the Pony, but can't get a piece of the puck, and Stillwater's going to clear again. Going to come out to Jetta Barrick at center ice. She's looking to go cross ice. She does. The Tochek can't control the pass fully. Ends up chipping it in, but right on a Pony stick, and they're going to fire it the length of the ice. Bounced over Barrick's stick. She retrieves it. She goes back up the far side boards. Smith will get there first, but her backhanded chip doesn't get out of the zone. Anderson on the ice now, gets a hold of it. She's got some speed. Heads into the zone, cuts inside. Wrister is not speedy enough, and Stillwater goalkeeper makes a nice glove save. So 19 seconds left in the penalty. We've got Maddie Collins, Telejohn, Anderson, Barrick, and Smith on the ice now. See if the Sabres can get a little action before the end of the power play. They control the puck. It's on Telejohn's stick now. Out to Anderson, back to Smith. She's going to go back to Barrick. She was trying to step into a wrister, but lost the puck. She fires it behind the net. Telejohn giving chase along with Anderson. Clearance goes off the boards. Smith holds it up and keeps it into the zone. She shoots one that ends up blocked by the Stillwater defender, and the power play is over. So nice kill by the Ponies. Not a lot of real opportunities there for the Sabres. Maddie Collins pokes it into the zone. Anderson giving chase on the forecheck. Sabres were changing. Puck popped up into the air. Huberty was on it. Stillwater strong on the puck. Manages to get a shot on goal. Exit pass gets kicked up the ice by Anderson, but she can't get it out of the zone. It ends up getting chipped back down deep, and Krisak ends up with the puck on her stick. Luth finally gets it out of the zone. Anderson's going to go for a change, but Stillwater is right back on the attack. Carlson in good position, blocks the shot, but loses his stick. She tries to kick it out. She'll have a chance to go pick up her stick now. Knutson giving chase aggressively. Pins the Stillwater skater on the boards. Managed to exit with the puck. Goes into the zone onto Carlson's stick, but nice little breakout opportunity. Tochek up to Knutson. She's going to dump it deep, and she lost an edge, went into the boards pretty hard. She's up and at him now. Quick breakout by the Ponies, but Addie Collins is back-checking nicely and put a stop to that. She enters the zone with some speed. She's all by herself for the moment, though. Drops it back to Smith. She cuts to her forehand. Shot hits stick save by the goalie, and then McNee had a backhanded follow-up that the goalie covered. Stillwater goalie looks pretty good. She doesn't look real troubled by a lot of these shots. Very calm, composed. 6:39 left in the first, still scoreless. Sabres out shooting. I'm sorry, being outshot 6-5 according to the scoreboard. Tocek, Collins, McNee on the ice along with Schuler and Smith. Stillwater goes back behind their own goal. Then up the far side boards, they're going for the try to backhand it up the middle for the breakout. Puck was stuck in Addie Collins' skates. She didn't know where it was, and Stillwater took advantage of it. Carries the puck into the zone. They'll drop it back to the defender up the far side boards. She skates around Tocek, takes a wrister that hits a Sabre stick and ends up in the netting. So we'll get another stoppage, 6:02 left in the first. Anderson, Tellerjohn, John Choi, Carlson, and Barrick on the ice. Have not seen Cam Carlson today, so Cam Krisak today, so she might be playing up. Jetta Barrick looks like she's taking her place. Puck is cleared. Anderson and Tellerjohn giving chase, but Pony Wheels, she's got an open skater on the far side. Can't get the puck to her, though. Carlson gets to the puck. Her and Anderson can't get it out, though. A lot of room out there, but Anderson blocks the shot. Ends up back on the defender's stick. She can't control the puck, and it ends up out of the zone. Anderson giving chase as one of their defenders wheels and fires it back deep. Jetta Barrick chases it down. She'll go up the far side boards to Tellerjohn. Ref won't get out of the way. That slows down the clearance effort by the Sabres, and puck ended up, according to the ref, coming out of the zone. I thought it was on the blue line, but we'll take it. Might have been a makeup call for the other guy stopping the pass on the boards. But they are part of the field of play, so you got to deal with it. Nice win, face-off win. Ends up on Chloe Krisak's stick. She goes cross ice to Knutson, who backhands it. Ends up on net. Goalie easily sticks it aside. Esslinger with good hustle, along with Huberty, hold the puck in. Krisak steps up aggressively on the far side boards, and Knutson alertly goes back to cover for her. Sabres giving the Ponies a little bit too much room, I thought, behind their own net to operate, but they closed the exit down pretty quickly once the puck got up on the far side boards. There, Esslinger with a little more aggressive forecheck and manages to tie him up. Puck goes up the far side boards, but not out. Knutson fires a shot that's wide. Huberty gets tied up with the Pony skater. Schuler gets the puck on her stick. Esslinger tried a backhand, but couldn't get much steam on it. Pony skater driving the net. Zoe Lewis in good position makes a save, but Stillwater's got some pretty good skaters. If we gave them room coming out of their own zone and in the near center ice, it looks like they're going to pick up enough speed to drive around our defenders and drive the net, so we'll have to keep an eye on that going forward. Tocek out to block a shot and ended up hitting Addie Collins' skate and bouncing to McNee. Those three will carry the puck into the zone. Tocek goes behind the net to Addie Collins. She was trying to center it for McNee, who was wide open, but puck ended up getting deflected and headed all the way back down into the defensive zone. Barrick tries to go cross ice, but pass is intercepted. Collins has it momentarily, tries to go off the boards around the Stillwater defender, but can't connect. That puck fired in, hits Barrick's stick, so she goes back to retrieve it, changes directions. Collins trying to go out the far side. Tocek and one of the Stillwater skaters got there about the same time. Barrick throws it up the ice backhand and ends up on McNee's stick. He's just waiting for somebody to come off the bench to pass it to. Tellerjohn eventually got there. John Choi very alertly held it outside the zone so Telejon could get out and then backhands it back behind the boards. Stillwater trying to go up the far side boards. Anderson cuts that off, but puck still manages to get fired out. Carlson shields the puck nicely, and then gets dumped shoulder to shoulder. Parents didn't like that one, but didn't look like there was a whole lot there. Puck ends up getting sticked aside by Zoe Lewis, and Stillwater controls. There go off the boards to their defender. Puck's going to end up all the way down the net. Anderson giving chase, loses the race to the puck, and some nice footwork by Stillwater gets their defender some room. Stillwater driving the net again, and we're going to get a hooking penalty. I think that was Chloe Krisak. So Stillwater pulling the goalie momentarily, but John Choi touches up the puck. So 2 minutes left in the first, and we'll get the first Stillwater power play. That was Chloe Krisak headed to the sin bin. Penalty kill unit is Tochek, Huberty, Smith, and Schuler. So we're just about going to finish the period on the power play unless they score quickly. Stillwater controls the face-off. Huberty and Tochek up front on the power play. Smith and Schuler. Stillwater working on the baseline, now back up to the point. Shot gets fired. Nice save by Lewis, but she can't cover it. Eventually she is able to cover, and we'll get a face-off. Shot had some speed on it from the point. We'll get a couple new forwards, McNee and Telejon, on the ice for Huberty and Tochek. Telejon can take the face-off. Face-off gets tied up. Almost looked like Telejon won, but Sabres couldn't control it. Puck on the far side boards. Cross-ice pass gets deflected into the netting. Schuler is in the right spot there. Managed to get a stick on it. Puck caromed up into the netting. So 1:24 left on the penalty, 1:28 in the period. Shots now 11-5 in favor of the visiting Ponies. Face-off tied up again, and Stillwater controls again. So that's 3 of them. 22 near side has some room. Sabres unable to clear, and puck caroms around out front and eventually ends up in the net. So power play goal. Took about 51 seconds on the power play, and Sabres are down 1-0. It was a effective power play for Stillwater. I don't think Shakopee ever got the puck out of the defensive zone, and kind of felt like they were starting to lean on the Sabres a little bit. And they managed to get a goal out of it. Addie Collins, McNee, and Tochek back on the ice, along with Barrick and Carlson. Stillwater fires it deep, rings around the boards. Carlson's going to be the first to it. She gets tied up. Collins comes out of there with the puck, changes directions back the way she came, but Stillwater closes her out quickly. Tochek comes over to pick up the puck. She's got McNee with her. She's going to go up the boards, chip it up, and ends up back behind the net. McNee closes down the exit. Puck rides the boards for a little while, but stays in the zone, held in by Barrick. Shot by Collins. Doesn't have enough steam to give the Stillwater goalie too much trouble. McNee loses the puck, and Stillwater fires it down the ice. Nice waiting on that clearance, actually. Kind of killed the puck late deep in the Sabre zone before it went down for an icing. Carlson retrieves. She tries to go with a backhand up to Tochek, but puck was deflected and fired back in by Stillwater. Stillwater playing pretty physical. We have a couple of pretty physical players. That'll be the end of the first period. So Sabres came out okay, but felt like the ice kind of tipped a little bit about halfway through the period. End up down 1. We'll take a 1-minute break and be back for the second. end up deep in the Sabre zone. So, all good. So Sabres headed left to right on your television in the second period. Got the ball, or have the puck in the offensive zone now, trying to prevent Stillwater from getting out of it. Schuler with the wrister that's blocked, and this is going to be an opportunity. One-on-one. Zoe Lewis makes a great save and doesn't give up a rebound. That's just fantastic goalie work right there. Held her position, killed the rebound. Get a 5-skater change for the Sabres. Cam Krisak on the ice for the first time, as is Ella Rampart. So they're doing the 4 periods between JV and varsity thing. So they sat the first period of the JV. Backhanded centering pass ends up on Cam Krisak's stick. She was able to cut it out, but her pass up to Tocek got intercepted, and Stillwater is headed back into the zone. That'll be offsides. Tocek did a nice job holding up the entry long enough that the Stillwater skaters ended up in the zone too early. Addie Collins takes the face off. So Collins playing center, Rampart on the left side, Tocek on the right side. Rampart sometimes plays center, but lately they've been, since Collins has been back, they've had Collins at the center position and had Rampart playing out left. Puck ends up deep in the defensive zone for Shakopee, and Stillwater was the first to it. Chipped back in deep by their defender. Barrett gets tied up, does a nice job. Krisak up the near side boards, but held in nicely by Stillwater. Ends up back on Barrett's stick. She gets it out of the zone at least, but tied up as soon as she gets to center ice. Tocek finally gets the puck deep. It's going to be offsides. Puberty got a little over-enthusiastic about getting in the zone, so get another stoppage. Bit of a herky-jerky start to the second period. It's about our 4th stoppage in a minute and a half. McNee, Huberty, Knutson, Carlson, and Chloe Krisak on the ice. Face-off won by Stillwater, and number 5 for them carries it into the zone. Backhanded centering pass goes right across the center of the ice. Sabres were well positioned, able to tie the sticks up, so no ponies could get much on there. Carlson retrieves the puck. Her exit pass to Knutson eventually ends up getting cleared. They wave icing, and McNee gives chase. Backhanded exit pass intercepted by Esslinger. She's going to control the puck on the far side. Nice change of direction, spin back to Carlson. She's going to shoot, but kicked aside. And number 5 for Stillwater is going to dump it deep, and they'll go for a change. Carlson's going to retrieve. She skates it out. Esslinger is going to end up in the box for interference. So Carlson was trying to skate the puck out of the defensive zone. Esslinger just got in the way a little too much, ended up flattening one of these Stillwater skaters, and we're going to get another Stillwater penalty. 12-18 on the second. They are 1 for 1 on the power play so far. We've got Telejohn, Anderson, Schuler, and Smith on the kill. Stillwater controls, but puck tied up on the far side. Stillwater comes out of there with it. Back to the point. She evades Telejohn. Some nice maneuvering by 28. Her slap shot ends up blocker saved by Zoe Lewis. Puck stays on the near side. Telejohn, Schuler, and Anderson, along with Smith on the penalty kill. Puck changes sides. Anderson out there. 22 goes off the boards and gets picked up by, drives the net. Stillwater does a good job crashing the net when they do that. Cause a lot of confusion with a scrum. We're going to get a penalty now on Stillwater for interference. So the last minute of the Stillwater penalty is going to be 4-on-4 skating, and then the Sabres will get a minute worth of a penalty. We've got Cam Krisak, Jetta Barrick, Ella Rampart, and Addie Collins on the ice. Collins will take the face-off. Barrick all the way back at the blue line, very deep. Face-off one. Rampart got a stick on it. Ended up kind of controlled by Stillwater. Rampart was tied up with one of the Stillwater skaters. Addie Collins gets tied up on the far side boards. Stillwater skater goes down hard. Puck ended up getting iced. No penalty on Collins, but ref gives her a verbal warning, it looked like. I didn't think there was a whole lot wrong there. They just got kind of tied up. She'll take the face off again. Sabres win the face off. It ends up back on Barrick's stick. Her shot hits Rampart on the way in. Exit pass gets intercepted by Krisak. She'll wrist it in deep. Stillwater able to clear. Puck bounced over Barrick's stick. Krisak brings it into the zone. Fires it through the legs of the defender and just wide. That was nicely done. Defender ended up screening her own goalie, but the puck was just wide. John Choi on the ice now, along with Rampart, Barrick, and Krisak. Puck comes out. Barrick gets a wrister off. Didn't have a lot of steam on it. Ends up going wide, but John Choi ends up tying up the puck. Knutson onto the ice. And now McNee's on the ice. So that was a Shakopee power play shot. So we had about 50 seconds left of that. Stillwater goalie has really good glove side, it looks like. The Sabres may want to stop shooting in that direction. McNee, John Choi, Knutson, Smith, and Schuler on the ice. 10-10 left in the second. Sabres control the face-off momentarily, but Stillwater's number 5 for Stillwater comes out of there. She's got a lot of speed. Her centering pass ends up on a Stillwater stick. Zoe Lewis with 3 fantastic saves. That was point blank. Really good work by Zoe Lewis to prevent a 2-0 deficit there. Get 2 new defensive skaters for the Sabres. Krisak and Carlson on the ice. John Choi taking the face off. She wins it, goes right to Knutson. She goes cross ice to McNee. Puck took a deflection, bounced really high, but McNee ended up getting it. Stillwater fires it in. McNee deflected it, partially slowed it down. Carlson able to go back and collect it. She goes hard off the near side boards, ended up on McNee's stick, but she loses the battle to number 5, and Stillwater able to chip it deep. Carlson tries to go up the far side boards, but didn't get enough on it, and Stillwater holds on to the puck. Nice drop pass back to, and McNee with some nice stick work. Can't get a shot off. That was a great pass, and McNee did a good job splitting the defense, but we're going to end up with another Stillwater penalty. I think that might be I didn't see the signal for that one, but Sabres going back on the power play. We will get Rampart, Anderson, Collins, Cam Krisak, and Jetta Barrick. 2 minutes of power play action with 8:56 left in the second. Collins wins the faceoff, ends up on Anderson's stick. She gets it back to. Krisak got a shot off, then Anderson got a shot that didn't have a lot of steam on it. Ended up coming to the near side boards, and Stillwater was able to clear. Barrick changes directions a couple times and gets the puck up, but can't find a Saber stick, and Stillwater is able to fire it back in. Very aggressive forecheck by Stillwater, and we're going to get a penalty on Jetta Barrick. So a lot of penalties in the second period, so we're going to get some more 4-on-4 skating. We'll get 4 new skaters for the Sabres. Ponies will leave their 4. 8:23 left in the second. Ponies now out shooting the Sabres 19-8. So was pretty even at 6-5 at one point in time, and since then it's been pretty much all Ponies. Smith out to Telejohn. She wins the race to the puck, but gets tied up, loses an edge, and Stillwater back on the attack. Huberty forces the Pony skater out wide, and then her teammates get back. Shot ends up getting caught up in traffic. Eventually ends up on Telejohn's stick. She'll skate it out. That puck gets deflected as she got it deep. She's going to go for a change. Huberty giving chase. They try to go up the far side. Puck bounces over Smith's stick. Toe check onto the ice, but she runs into Huberty, and Stillwater ends up able to clear plenty of space. 21 for Stillwater, fires it in. It rings all the way around the boards to the far side. Good physical play by Smith to shield the puck. Ends up kicking it back to John Shoy, who's going to skate it out. So 4-on-4 for another 30 seconds. A lot of space out there. John Shoy fires it glove side, and Stillwater goalie makes another grab. They are not listening to my suggestion of trying the blocker side rather than the glove side, but good opportunity for John Shoy. It's nice to get some open ice, and she did well with it. Managed to get a wrister off. Got held up a little bit by a defender, so it didn't have the full steam that she can put on a wrister. Stillwater controls the puck. Very composed on the puck. On the forecheck. Toe check is on the forecheck. Carlson does a great job preventing the exit, and John Shoy backhands it. Stillwater full strength now. Number 6 hops onto the ice, and she went straight through Carlson's back, but they're not going to call that one. Sabres had a lot of skaters down low, and Pony defense woman had a nice shooting opportunity. She's a lot of space out there for the Ponies. 21 goes all the way around the ice. She gives it to 28. Those are 2 of their better players. Shot goes off Zoe Lewis's head. McNee comes out of the box or off the bench. Managed to get a decent breakaway. Shot got deflected, so didn't trouble the goalie. Knutson trying to skate through some traffic, but ended up getting tied up. We've got Collins, Knutson, McNee on the ice, along with Barrick and Cam Krisak. Puck backhanded in. Stillwater going for all 5. Change. Sabres don't take advantage of the space and end up turning the puck over. Exit pass cut out by Carlson. Ends up on McNee's stick. She drops it to Knutson, whose shot got deflected. Ended up on the boards on the far side. Clearance. Bouncing puck ends up on Jetta Barrick's stick. She goes off the near side boards, trying to get to either Knutson or McNee, but puck got cut out. Nice move by 26 for Stillwater, and she scores their second. A little bit of a tie-up there between the Pony skater and one of the Sabres. I think the Sabre frustration is setting in a little bit. 2-0 deficit with 5:18 left in the second. Huberty, Luth, and Esslinger on the ice, along with Smith and Schuler. Face-off won by Shakopee, chipped up the boards by Schuler. Luth can't get to it, and Stillwater ends up getting it deep in the zone. Smith runs it down. She goes up the far side boards, goes over Esslinger's stick, and Pony defense woman fires it back in. Tie up on the near side boards. Schuler comes out of there with it. Luth fanned on the clearance attempt. Schuler eventually got it out, but just ended up going right back to Stillwater. They try a cross ice pass that misfired. Luth had a decent chance on the forecheck there, but just a little bit too far for her to get a stick on it. Stillwater ended up firing it the full length of the ice, and we'll get an icing. Rampart, Telejohn, and Anderson, along with Carlson and Chloe Krisak. Rampart taking the draw. Puck ends up rung around the boards by Stillwater. They try to go out the near side for the clearance, and they end up making it. Stillwater skater slammed on the brakes, but she ended up getting tied up with Anderson, and they both went down, but Sabres cannot get the puck out. Finally ends up on Telejohn's stick. She tries to skate it out and can't make it. She runs into a Stillwater skater. Cross ice pass. She's going to drop it to 22. Nice pad save by Zoe Lewis. She was screened pretty well there. Rampart tries to go up the boards, but held in nicely. We've got 3 Sabres and 1 Pony that just staying still. Finally gets poked out of there. And up and out. That did not go out, apparently. Looked like it was out, but Stillwater still in their offensive zone. Centering pass or shot from no angle ends up sticked aside by Zoe Lewis. Stillwater very calmly dumps it back around the back of the net. Carlson trying to go up the far side boards, gets stuffed. And Stillwater doing a really nice job keeping the puck in their offensive zone. Just right on the Sabres as soon as we get the puck, and we're unable to get the exit down pat. And if we do, it ends up right back on a Pony stick in the neutral zone. So centering pass got deflected aside there. Anderson and one of the Ponies go into the far side boards. Anderson eventually blocks a shot. Sabres clear. We get an icing call, and we'll get some fresh skaters. 2:43 left in the second. Second period's been dominated by Stillwater, spending a lot of time in the Sabre defensive zone. John Shoy, Knutson, Krisak Barrick, and Addie Collins on the ice for the Sabres. Ref having a conversation with the Stillwater coach. Not sure what that was about. And one of the players. Stillwater controls the puck. Back to the point. Shot gets in on Zoe Lewis, but she sticks it aside. Collins does a nice job lifting the stick and preventing scoring opportunity there for the Ponies. Puck bounced off the far side boards by Ian Krisak, and Sabres turn the puck over again. Puck chip. Ponies were trying to chip it up the boards, and it ended up going into the Shakopee bench. So, get a face-off in the offensive zone. John Choi, Knutson, Collins, Schuler, and Smith on the ice. Nice face-off win by John Choi. Goes back to Smith, and then to Schuler. She stepped into a shot. Early whistle by the referee. The puck was actually in the net, but he blew it dead before anybody noticed that. That's unfortunate. John Troy wins the faceoff again. Ends up on Knutson's stick. She goes back low to John Troy, who goes back to Knutson. She drops it back to Smith. Her shot gets deflected. John Troy doing great work out in front of the net, but just couldn't get a stick on it. Puck comes onto Knutson's stick. She drops it back to Schuler, but passes on Schuler's backhand. She couldn't do a lot with it. Knutson wheeled nicely and stepped into a forehand. She tried to go near post, but the shot got deflected. Stillwater finds a little bit of space on the near side boards and ends up with an exit. They're going to have a scoring opportunity. That puck bounced strangely over Schuler's stick and ended up giving the Ponies a little bit of an odd man rush. Cross ice pass deflected by Knutson. The puck was bouncing and she couldn't get a stick on it. She was pretty frustrated with that. Stillwater back in the zone and then dumps it deep. Got a couple new skaters for the Sabres, Huberty and Tochek. Smith goes up the far side boards, but nobody was there. McNee now coming off the ice. 1 minute left in the second, if you heard the PA guy. Wraparound effort gets stuffed by Zoe Lewis, and she's going to freeze it with 50 seconds left. Get a defensive skater change with Chloe Krisak and Cam Carlson coming onto the ice. Schuler and Smith will get a breather. Huberty taking the face-off, near side circle, defensive zone. Chloe Krisak getting a little excited, tried to get a jump start on that one. Puck up the near side boards. Tochek does a nice job deflecting it out of the zone. Stillwater defender, as I mentioned before, just very composed under pressure, managed to mohawk and then chip it up the boards and ends up deep in the zone. Rister ends up stuffed. Carlson trying to pass it to Tochek, but she was going in the other direction. A little bit of miscommunication there. 21 seconds left. Rister goes wide. Follow-up shot got blocked. Pops out again. McNee putting pressure on the Pony defenders, prevent them from getting a clean shooting angle. Centering pass got partially deflected. Tochek ended up with it on her stick. Knutson got tied up with one of the Pony skaters. She's going to end up in the penalty box. She's extremely displeased with that. There's less than a second left in the period. So we are going to start the third period on the penalty kill. We have John Choi, Carlson, Rampart, and Chloe Krisak on the ice. A lot of work for a face-off that was always going to end in nothing happening. So rough second period for the Sabres, down 2-0, getting outshot 24-11, and going to be on the penalty kill to open the third. We'll take a 10-minute break for the resurface and see you back here for the third.
All right, welcome back. You got the C team announcer taking over for the third period. Ray had to head out for something. Quick, just bookkeeping update. We've got Ellie Esslinger in the box serving the 2 minutes of Izzy's interesting penalty there at the end of the second period where she lifted a girl's stick and got called for interference, something I've never seen before. Looks like we do have Kenzie Cook playing a period of JV now as well. And now Mitch is having to explain the penalty situation. I don't know. Maybe he's asking why the penalty was called in the first place. Certainly didn't seem like it was Izzy's fault that the girl didn't have a very good grip on her stick.
One of those things where you have to call it. Usually it's called slash, though, not interference.
Right, but usually the stick goes down on a slash, not like 12 feet into the air, which is what we were thinking down on the end boards where we were watching the first two periods. A lot of frustration in that second period from the Sabres. I know there's at least a couple of Sabres that know the number 7 from Stillwater that was apparently running her mouth a little bit, and Lauren Knutson let her know that she did not care for it. All right, finally ready to go here. We've got Telejohn playing center on the penalty kill with Kenzie Cook, Aubrey Smith, and Avery Schuler out there. Shakopee gets control, sends it in. Schuler sends it over to the boards. Stillwater comes around. Will set up their offense. Oh, and they lost the handle on it. Stillwater retreats. Kenzie Cook pressures. All the way back line there. Nice job forcing it away. And Telejohn, steals it for a second, but had it hop over a stick. She couldn't find it. And Kenzie Cook steals it right up the middle. She's going to get a shot off. Right into the goalie's stomach. Minute 26 left in the penalty. That's actually a really good question.
It's supposed to be 159 on the penalty start period, so maybe.
But that's not. Oh, yeah, they did. They did. Oh, they had it paused probably during the clock. Yeah. Rampart sends the faceoff over to Cam Krisick. Got Barrick and Knutson out there with her. Oh, and Knutson's going to go to the box for, I don't know what they'll call exactly, but it's some form of hog tying. Shot was saved there by Lewis. Yeah, that's a good point. They both did. I think they were both calling the same penalty, though. And the ref will take a minute to get over there, and he looks like he's been skating for quite a while. So, yeah, very experienced. About a minute of 5-on-3. Stillwater sends the puck out of their offensive zone. Rampart puts a little bit of pressure on, but nice turnover there. She'll just try and hey, and she buries it. The 3-on-5 short-handed goal by Ella Rampart. Goes glove side over the goalie's shoulder. Pulls the Sabres to within one. Kenzie Cook comes back on to center the rest of the 3-on-5. There's still 38 seconds of 3-on-5. Cam Chrisick comes away with it. She sends it down. Stillwater intercepts it. Oh, that could be dangerous. Kenzie Cook able to get back. Nice save by Lewis. Stillwater sets up the offense. Kenzie Cook is going to have a breakaway herself here. Gets the shot off, but can't bury it. Ponies come back the other way. Forced outside by Krisak and not full strength. Shakopee now 4-on-5. Just a regular old penalty kill now. Sabres go for the change. We've got Huberty at center, Tochek the other wing, with Schuler and Smith at the D spots. Tied up on the dot. Stillwater comes away with it. Launches a shot, blocked out front by the Ponies forward. Sent back to the D again. Shot saved by Lewis. 36 seconds remaining in the penalty. Face off tied up. Stillwater sends it into the corner. Shooter's going to get there. She sends it up. And Tochek tried to pop it out. Couldn't clear. Shot blocked by Lewis. Tie up in front of the net. And there, Tochek clears it out. 16 seconds left in the penalty. Ponies are probably not going to get much of a chance now to do anything. Yep, there. Smith sends it back in. That will make it full strength. So we end up +1 on the double penalty there. Tochek sends it up. That'll be icing. Sabres get their lines reconfigured here. We've got John Choi at center with Telejohn and Anderson at the wings. Barrick and Cam Krisak playing D. Face-off sent over to the boards. Krisak sends it up to the point. Shot from the Ponies gets knocked away. Tied up in the corner. Anderson sends it out. Ponies D sends it back low. Krisak collects. Sends it up to Telejohn along the boards. She pokes it out. Ponies player jumps in front and grabs it. Sends it over to the other D. Sends it up. Telejohn pokes it around this Ponies girl. Sends it over to Krisak. Krisak sends it up to Anderson. Anderson loses the handle on it. Telejohn's there to steal it right back. And Chloe Krisak ends up losing it back as well. Shot deflected. Anderson has it on the board. She sends it up. It skips over John Choi's stick. John Choi goes for a change. That's on net. Oh, and we're getting problems here in front of the net again. Interesting music choice by Rob on that one. They are sending Chloe Krisak to the box. They better be sending a Ponies girl. Yeah, they are. They're sending them both. So incidental penalties, they will be in the box for 2 minutes and then will be released once the whistle stops after that. Rampart wins the face-off, but Ponies collect. So they're still 5-on-5. Knudsen chasing out at the point. Krisak sends her wide. Shot sent down, or pass sent down low, skips over a stick. Smith has it, but is good off the puck. Rampart sends it out. Smith sends it up. Cook. Well, there's a shove in the back that they didn't call. Not a huge one, but Smith kicks it off her skate. Sent up to Stillwater girl. Had the ponies on a line change, but unable to take advantage of it. Ponies bring it back in, but Lauren's going to get called again. She got tied up around the girl. Unfortunately, they're going to call that every time, I think. I didn't even look. Do you know what time it was that they got sent in on the incidental?
It was like 10:35 or something like that.
Okay, so probably about another minute before the other two will get released after a whistle. So Huberty on the face-off, sends it over to Schuler. Schuler launches it out of the zone. She's also out there with Tochek and Barrett. Puck goes all the way down. Tochek pressures. She's been doing a great job pressuring on BK this year. Tochek pressures again. Can't quite steal it completely away, but keeps the entry from happening right away. Barrett collects behind the net. She tries to send it back the other way. At number 7 with a wraparound. Shot launched from out low. That pops up into the breadbasket. 1:19 left in the penalty.
Significantly shorter bench right now than they did the first two.
Oh, you're right.
Ours got much bigger.
Ours should be about the same. Ours got bigger in the second period. Krisick sends it up. Stillwater's there to grab it. Start setting up the offense. Shot deflected out front. Carlson loses the handle on it for a second. She tries to poke it up. Can't get it around both girls. Cam Krisick pokes it up to Cook. Cook gets there. Rampart and Cook are on a 2-on-none here. Stillwater is able to get back. Rampart sends it back down the other way. That's an ill-advised spot to send that. Shot on goal. 26 is quick. Got there before Carlson, but Shakopee's able to pop it back out. Cook has it again. Sends it to nice centering pass to Rampart. Stillwater's goalie read it though. And Rampart and Cook have a few words out front. Things getting chippy with a team we, to my knowledge, have not played. I don't know if we've ever played them, but certainly not in the last couple of years. Stillwater's goalie does a great job piling up the snow on the edges too. I was watching that from down low. Smith misses on the attempt to keep it in. Pass Telejohn. Telejohn sends it down low. Goalie knocks it aside. Smith sends it back down low. Goes wide of the net. Telejohn pressuring. Shakopee's full strength. Nice job by Anderson to poke it away. And some of the Sabre faithful like the shot there that Smith laid on that number 7. Going for the puck. Anderson tries to poke it up. Sends it out of the zone. 20 for Stillwater grabs it. Smith comes back the other way. She's going to bring it in. Loses the handle on it, but Huberty is there. She sends it out front. Didn't quite make it all the way to Anderson. A couple Sabres collide there. Stillwater is able to grab control of it. They work it up. Barrett grabs it out in front of the net. Sends it up. Was not able to get a stick on that. Icing is called. 6:17 left in the game. I'm going to guess with the delay and everything that even if we do tie it up, we probably won't get overtime today. Just notice Scott Krissick wearing an ugly chain down there on the other end of the ice. Esslinger sends it out of the zone. Tocek giving chase. Sent down into the corner. Tocek dials for it. Stillwater sends it back the other way. Huberty stands up to Pony's girl. And finally spin it around, bring it back up. Cam Krissick and Jetta Barrick back deep. Stillwater sends it down on net. She's going for a change. Tied up along the end of the boards. Barrick comes out, sends it up, tries to send it up to Tocek. Goes under the stick. Stillwater with another shot on goal. Barrick can't quite get it out. Bounces over Tocek's stick at the line. Sends it out there. Sabres go for change. Esslinger deflects it back in off her shin guard. Stillwater sends it in. It would have been icing, I think, but Lewis played it off. Knutson brings it down, loses the handle on it for a second, tries to send it just down low, but Stillwater steals it. Knutson launches a shot. Blocker save. And Kenzie Cook is battling the Stillwater girl away from the puck as well. The 10 actually had her stick there in Kenzie's back as they were skating away after the whistle, too. Yep. A lot of chirping. Schuler keeps it in at the blue line, sends it over Cook. Cook can't work around the D. Stillwater sends it back the other direction. Got Cook, Knutson, and Rampart in there right now. Rampart gets control. She brings it in, just sends it down low. Goalie knocks it away. So now Schuler launches a shot. Rampart tried to screen, but shot came a little wide. Ooh, shot from Cook. Bad angle, but Stillwater sends it down. That should be icing. 3:39 left in the game. Sabres change all five. We have John Choi, Anderson, Telejohn with Cam Krissick and Aubrey Smith out there. Face off back to Smith over to Krissick. Krissick's shot blocked by defender. Smith with a hard shot. She's going to get called for checking on that. That's the frustration of a mouthy girl getting punished along the boards. Got Huberty and Telejohn with Barrick and Krissick at the D spots. Puck sent down low. Barrick's there. Sends it back the other way, but Stillwater was right there for the save. Telejohn comes away with it. She clears it out. She's going to give chase to it. Goes around the net. Huberty's there. Levels her girl. Telejohn stride for stride with the Stillwater sends her wide. Sent across the middle. Krisik's there to tie up the girl that would have taken the shot. And Telejohn gets it again. She sends, can't get it around the. That's off. Yep, they got it. Sabres get a change. 1:05 left in the penalty. Got Rampart with Cook and Schuler and Carlson. Hey, if Grandpa wants it to be at center ice, I think we should listen to him. Ponies win the face. Rampart tips it up as they try and send it in. Carlson will get to it. She chips it up. Doesn't have much on it. Cook knocks it away for a second. Goes across the crease. Rampart sends it down. Cook's giving chase. Nice job by Kenzie Cook. She launches a shot. Bad angle. Goalie was there to swallow it up. .27 seconds left in the penalty. Sabres win the faceoff. Back to Chloe Krizik. She launches a shot. Swallowed up by the goalie again. Got Krizik out there at the D spots. Still Rampart and Cook at the forwards. Face-off won again by Rampart. Back to Chloe Krizik, who sends it in. Looked like one of Cook or Rampart got a little bit of a tip there, but goalie still able to make the save. Krizik sends it up on the boards. She's able to gather. Turns it around. Can't get it around the Stillwater girl. Penalty's done. Sabres back to full strength. Knutson gets the steal. Oh, he's looking for the pass, but kept looking back and forth, and unfortunately, right as she looked back to her forehand, Rampart sent it to her backhand. Tocek comes screaming on, gets a shot, knocked away. Krizik sends it around. Chloe. Nice job by Knutson not to check her into the boards that time. Empty net. John Shea collects, sends it back to Krizik. We've got 45 seconds left. Chloe brings it in. Tries to just send it down low, but blocked by the Ponies girl. Got Tocek out there. That's sent down, goes in the net. Stop the clock. There you go. That will probably do it, presumably do it. Shakopee did battle hard, kept it close.
See what would have happened if we didn't have all those penalties.
Yep, I think unfortunately they lost their composure a little bit a few times. Let some Stillwater girls get in their heads. So bring it back, 20 seconds left. And gonna send 21 from Stillwater to the box. Would have been helpful a couple minutes ago. Yeah. And might as well call a timeout. We weren't going to get overtime anyways. Set something up, try and make it a one-goal game.
Yep. Run a play. Practice it. Nothing else. You're practicing play.
Yep. Especially with a couple of big battles coming up. We get one day off tomorrow. and then back at it Monday morning, 11:45 game in Lakeville again. Hopefully we have the internet problems worked out from yesterday, but 11:45 against, I can't remember. I think they changed him around on me, and I don't remember now. It's either West Tonka, Southwest Christian,
West Tonka on Monday.
and then White Bear Lake on Tuesday, same time. That'll be JV at 11:45 and varsity at 1:45. All 4 of those games will be streamed on the YouTube channel. .1 seconds left. Sabres roll with, I see Rampart, I see John Choi, I see Smith, I see Cook, I see Anderson. Yeah, we got too many. Yep. So Smith, Schuler, Rampart, John Choi, Knudsen, and Cook. Face off back to Rampart. Rampart shot on goal. Saved by the Ponies goal. Glove save. Line it up and try it again. And Stillwater just sends it over to the boards. That will probably do it. Tied up there. Not going to come out. Not even trying to come out. (3-1) final. Yeah, again, we'll see you guys on Monday morning. Varsity game is coming up streaming here against Stillwater as well on Sabres Live. So jump over there and we'll see you on Monday.